Hi, I'm RJ Feliciano. I'm a third year transfer student studying mechanical engineering, and I'm running for the future external vice president. Having been an active member of Fusion since fall quarter and an intern since winter quarter, I've been exposed to multiple programs Fusion has to offer. I've also been exposed to the responsibilities that Fusion board face on a day-to-day basis. And through this, I've really grown to appreciate the many collaborations Fusion has with other clubs, such as Kaba, PATH, or yeah, even PIES. In fact, those meetings, like the PSI meeting, alumni panel meeting, I feel like those meetings I really appreciate the most since like you get the most uh, resource out of it. And yeah, and yeah, I really appreciate those meetings. So through this experience, I've earned a genuine interest in external relations Fusion has with other organizations. So today, I'd like to talk about the key points I would implement as Fusion's external vice president. As a future EVP, I will make sure to fulfill all my responsibilities in an organized and timely manner. I believe that holding this position will not only allow me to grow as an individual, but will also help me create an inclusive environment of learning and creativity for general and prospective members. And I believe I have a lot of ideas to offer for Fusion. First of all, I like to maintain the strong foundation Fusion already has with Alianza orgs. Yeah, like the meetings we have with Kaba, with PATH, those were Gen meetings that I really had fun and like get to know the other orgs that are out there that I'm interested in. I would also like to see, however, a stronger foothold or like a stronger foundation with the other engineering organizations. So with one of the talks we had for this past year, for 2019, 2020, there was supposed to be FusionCon, and I feel like that would have been such a great program to have. So I'd like to continue that. And I'd like to also enhance the communication between general members and the EVP. I'd like to know what they want to see and which engineering club they want to have like a collab with so they can have like a collaboration with some project. And yeah, and eventually like through this communication, you will be able to like find opportunities you wouldn't have found out. Like for example, is like the reason why we were able to collab with PIES was through Tristan's cousin. Yeah. And another thing I want to point out is voluntary or community service. So it's to try to give back to our community. So it's like either saving up money or gathering used textbooks, send them to the Philippines with a ballot buying box. So no, I know having all these ideas may be too overwhelming, but I believe it's best to brainstorm as much as you can and go through it with the proper communication with the board members. And with these things in mind, I'd like to thank you for your time and for hearing me talk about the club I hold close to my heart.
That was good.
Let's open up to questions now.
Ooh.
So if anyone has any questions, feel free.
All right.
to ask.
I have a question. Jickless Jimenez, he, him, his. With time being very finite as a college student and as EVP, what kind of community service will you focus on and how will you incorporate them?
So first of all, I'd like to see my general members to be interested in it at first, because that's what you need is like motivation and like people who are committed to voluntary experience. It's a very fulfilling thing, and I'd like to offer that opportunity to our general members. But yeah, as like a time constraint, I feel like it would be best to have like realistic goals. So for example, like a book drive or like raising money, like having like one of our bacon wrapped hot dogs. We'll have the money we gain from that to send to the Philippines for like some fund. Like this past year, there was an explosion of a volcano in the Philippines, and one of the things Kaba did was for the popcorn they sell for pack-in, like part of it would go to yeah, for volunteers. So I feel like having like those concrete and simple and achievable goals.
Hey, Audrey, Xavier, I have another question for you. What types of interactions or events would you like to sort of have or establish with the other sort of clubs we're talking about, such as like BIAS or BMES?
All right. So one of the things I'd like to see is like basically like a social aspect to it, because I feel like that's a good thing to have in the first place, to make sure that the general members have a good time, and then also so you can eventually build from that meeting as like reference, like, oh yeah, we had such a great time, and you can build more meetings towards that. So eventually I'd like to see some engineering collabs, so like some projects we can do together. Yeah, since Fusion is more of the like on the cultural slash engineering side, and then they are more focused on engineering, so they have like the advantage, I'd say. It's nice to have like a like a friend in the engineering P council cluster. Yeah.
Hi, Sammy. What do you feel like? What experience do you feel like as an intern this year that is going to help you as EVP next year?
So being an intern, I already got to see like the background of what was going on. Like I got to attend the FSI meeting, spoke out of turn when I thought I was supposed to speak. Also the P Council meeting, yeah. So it's nice to have like a experience those things first before going into it blindly. It's nice to have an idea of like how things go, and I was able to see like, oh yeah, I might actually like this, and it was nice to like have that confirmation, or that like realization that, oh yeah, I do appreciate like these type of things, these type of collaborations, and I'd like to see to be more involved with it. Yeah.